Another thing that I need to talk about is that form that lady, the one that I called bitch lady. When I was going through all that and the my desperation to get that kid, even though it was very very recently, I was not in the mindset that I'm in right now. Right now, I'm in a mindset that I'm 100% no, I'm God. Whereas back then, I was in the mindset of, yeah, I am God, but at the same time, I still don't know how long, how many years I have to wait, or, I mean, I really wasn't hoping it's going to be any longer than it had to be, and it's still not. I still don't know, I still don't know, but I I was really wanting a kid, and the idea of not having that kid was so annoying, and so she gave a form, and okay, the form was done back in March before I even met or knew the child, before the child was born. But yeah, I got really really angry over it because I knew it would happen. I knew that I would get angry over it because if Sophie loses the child and the child wasn't going to go to me, I knew that I'd get angry over it because that's just the type of person that I am. Because to being a god is to be a god, you have to have a good ability to look after a kid, and so to not get a good report on that, I just felt like that was such an insult. But at the same time, there's good and bad and everything. And I'm thinking back now, I think the reason why I got so angry is because I think there needs to be a test to the world, lots of tests maybe. And if you ask the public all these same questions, say what happens to I don't know what's going to happen with this child, but there is supposed to be another court case in July. I don't know if I'm going to be part of it or anything. I, I know that what should happen is that it should wait until I get on the show onto Big Brother, and then maybe you can go public with this whole case. The baby's still just a baby, so he's going to be fine. And there might not be pictures. I know that. Oh dear. Sophie posted a picture of her older son, the 3-year old, and this week, I think it was, the police have actually said that George has filed a complaint because he's got custody. Is it? I didn't even know that that's possible. If someone gains custody, does that mean that the person who doesn't have custody, the parent who doesn't gain custody, isn't even allowed to post pictures of their baby? I don't know what the case is, but I feel like that seems ridiculous. In most cases, that would be ridiculous. A mother can't post a picture of her child if she sees that child once every 2 weeks in a call center. I feel like that's crazy. On the other hand, I know I am God. I know that I'm going to be very, very famous, and my family, my whole family, everything is going to be famous. And maybe the reason why Sophie shouldn't post pictures is because that child's life might be in danger because of it. I don't know him, and wouldn't put I wouldn't post pictures of him just because I feel so disconnected. Like I don't feel like I have anything to do with that child. But yeah, at the end of the day, anyone involved in my life is going to be put slightly in danger if there's going to be millions of people hating me for trying to for going to kill this Christianity. But yeah, I don't know what to say, but I know that George has gone to the police about Sophie posting a picture, and it seems ridiculous. But maybe George is smart. I know that. I think he's got mental. I think everyone in my family's got mental illness, but like that fish, I feel like my mental illness is sometimes being confused with people making predictions for things on the future, doing things that don't make sense, but later in the future you realize that it does make sense, because of something. There's something weird in my life, and this has happened throughout my whole life. I've noticed that I can not sit on a sofa with a guy for more than 10 minutes without him trying to kiss me. Like I've noticed that, and it's so because of that, I don't do it that often. And when I do it, hey, let's sit on the sofa, let's watch TV. And then, oh, what, you're trying to, no, okay, let's just stop this now. I think you should go now. That's happened quite a few times, not that many times, because I don't put myself in that situation, but the fact that happens a lot, it just makes me feel like there's something weird about me or something. And I know there is. I've always known this. I think when I first started believing I was God, part of my reason as to why I thought I was God is because I noticed just so many weird things in my life. And I think meeting Martin was just like the tipping point of okay, this is not just this. It's hard to know what normal is when your life has never been normal. And I feel like meeting Martin and him rejecting me, like I could sit on a sofa with him for a while and he'd not try to kiss me. And so that was kind of like, well, this is weird. Why is he so different from all the others? Um, and that didn't make any sense. Why I liked him more because he wasn't so easy. You know, I liked him more. I felt it was more of a challenge. Um, but yeah, yeah, when it comes to Sophie's, whatever's happening with Sophie's baby, I feel like it should be put, you should go, this case should go public, e.g. people should be tested with those same questions. You know, do you think Anna can look after this kid? What are all the questions on that form? And, you know, I'm going to be looking at it in a different perspective, because I'm going to be looking at it from the perspective that, you know, I am God. I've got 7 billion people to look, or 7 billion people to think about, and therefore I'm not going to be able to have that same anger that I had back then when that form was first written. You know, and when I realized that Sophie's going to fail and that I'm not going to be considered, you know, was filled with so much anger, and I feel like I can't feel that same anger now because I've got over that feeling. I've accepted that I'm God, that I've got so many more things to think about. You know, that baby is important, but it's there's a lot of things that are important, you know, so I'm not going to be able to have that same anger. But if people want to insult me and say nasty things, you know, things that are probably even worse than what that lady wrote on the form, or I don't even know if that lady did write it. You know, if there's a whole bunch of people following me and like, I don't know, maybe someone made it worse than it actually. I don't know. I don't know. There's loads of weird things happening in my life, so I don't know if what that lady was thinking. But maybe she just had a manic episode when she wrote that. I mean, technically, a lot of the things in that form did feel like my higher self just trying to literally piss me off in a harsh way. And partly of when I was shouting at her, I was kind of thinking, am I actually just shouting at myself for tricking her into writing all this stuff? You know, I don't know, but it definitely really annoyed me. But if someone's going to say things that are even worse than things on that form, and then they watch those videos where I get really angry over the things that this woman has said, you know, I feel like people would be able to watch that anger that I had towards this woman and feel like that same anger is how I feel towards them for saying whatever they said. So I feel like that is another test that needs to be given to the public.